Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to another session of CrossFactor discussion. It's
We need
regards
to
to
we need to find some kind of alliterative term for this. Cross
well,
factor is something that starts with a C.
now's not the time. This discussion
Cross factor commotion.
now's not the time. It's discussing about the NX.
And,
You
Zelda.
salty people start speaking.
Okay, well, our first bit of news that we've got to talk over is that Nintendo recently announced that they're still currently developing the gaming platform, the NX, and the NX will be launched globally around the world. I don't know why the hell I felt to say it again, but it'll be launched globally in March of 2017.
You know what? I actually expected it to launch a lot later. Like, I expected it to launch around December, because normally that's the time you launch systems. Like, that's when the Wii U was launched, or around that time anyways.
I am of two mindsets. I agree. I did think that the NX would release this year, but there was also a part of me that thought, you know what, it actually might end up coming up 2017. And honestly, I'm not upset about that entirely. I am a little bummed that I'm going to have to wait a bit longer, but it's not so much the news of it coming out 2017 that bugs me, but we'll get more onto that later. Jerome, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll admit, I was expecting some news, if not the release around E3, because everyone was trying to build up to that idea. But at the same time, I'm not surprised that this is a random delay to 2017. I'm a little hard pressed because it is. I thought it would be a potential. It is a potential for Nintendo to get a boost in their sales. Not to mention that a better run on their fiscal year, because I believe it ended last month. So the thing is, though, but at the same time, all in all, I am not that surprised, considering the fact that Nintendo's known for delaying the release on things for the sake of improving the quality, and stuff like that. Which I'm totally down for, as long as we're not rushing things for this, just to make deadlines and make sales and stuff like that. Well, then I'd rather make sure that whatever I'm getting is the best it can get.
Yeah, and furthermore, we have stuff like we don't even actually know the real name of the NX. We're just calling it the NX, but what is it actually called?
We don't know anything about it.
That's the thing, though. At the very least, they've done a pretty good job keeping it on the racks. I mean, there's still people trying to sneak around, trying to get information out of it.
I mean, that's good. Go ahead.
But at least this way, we're not hearing so many information about it, and then it comes out and we're just we're disappointed that it may not be there because of rush time constraints, or the fact that or at least that we don't know a lot about it. So it just goes to show. It just means that there's a lot more we can expect now if we're gonna have to do this.
It's in my mind, it's that I understand that they want to delay it to ensure that it's the best product it can be. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think my issue stems from the fact is that, yes, okay, you want to delay the NX till early next year, go right ahead. But the problem is now is that Nintendo's basically leaving their fans high and dry in terms of console owners, because what does the Wii U have to look forward to this year? We just got Star Fox Zero, there's Mario and Sonic at the Sochi, I think it is.
But who even looks forward to those games anymore?
Yeah, that's my point. We got Paper Mario Color Splash, which granted we don't know too much about at the point, but from early showings it looked very disappointing. Disappointed.
It looks like it's falling down the same road as Sticker Star. With that, fuck it.
Yeah. And we've got Tokyo Mirage Sessions coming as well, which
Anime
granted it's pretty much anime game. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, then there's really nothing to look forward to on the Wii U front. And granted, I think most people expected that, and they wouldn't be so upset about that if the NX was launching this year.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not launching this year, so we're basically going a whole another 9 months with nothing in terms of console stuff from Nintendo.
Well, okay. I mean, it is a bummer that we're not going to hear anything at E3, but
maybe at E3, they'll show off a Wii U game or something. Like,
well, they said they have no intention of saying anything about the NX during E3, but
and no intention of
But
They said no NX whatsoever at E3. It'll only be focusing on Zelda Wii U / NX.
And then they say something about like how they're not going to show off any NX games either.
Yeah, no, they're basically showing nothing, no NX games, nothing at NX on E3. That'll all be discussed at a later date.
yeah, so it's pretty much. Well, I hope they're not putting all their money down on Zelda. The next Zelda game for E3 because that's just
that's stupid.
Yeah, I guess we should go into that topic then, since we kind of already transitioned to it. Basically, Nintendo has also stated that for E3, there will be absolutely no NX news whatsoever. It'll only be strictly focusing on Zelda Wii U / NX, which has also been confirmed to be a launch title for the NX in March of 2017, and the game has also been delayed for both consoles to justify that.
Yeah, to no one's surprise.
Yeah, to no one's surprise.
like it's just that they just. We know what's gonna we know what to expect for the next up until June because they've been talking about these games that are coming out. It's just but they haven't said anything about what's gonna happen afterwards because everyone's just been putting their money on NX coming out and then that's their next main focus. So I'm just curious if E3 is gonna show off any new games, any extras that we're gonna find out about the Wii U for the sake of letting it live on covering up the NX until March, maybe up until December, but it'll probably just cut off right at December, and then it's going to be blank until NX shows up for the next 3 months after that. But otherwise, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. I just spoke about the Wii U.
They also said something about They also said something about delaying the NX till March, anyways, to actually make sure that they have games for it. So yeah, there's
that was cited by by Nintendo President Kimishima, who was talking about that they delayed the NX to ensure that they have games to go along with the launch. And I'm of 50-50 in believing that, because granted, that is a good argument, and yes, of course, you're going to want to not repeat the mistakes of the Wii U and 3DS by having no good launch games. But then again, Nintendo said that in the past about the Wii U after the 3DS struggled at launch, and they redid the exact same thing. So it's kind of hard for me to put trust in them this time that they'll actually get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Maybe I'm this is just me throwing this out there. It's not whatever. Anyway, the point is maybe during the time the Wii U was being created, there was some kind of maybe whatever they planned was just set in motion. They couldn't go back on it. Maybe that's why the Wii U was pretty much bare bones, or maybe
and also they probably wouldn't be able to actually get any third party because of the shitty power.
Well, I was actually going to lead into that right after this. But what I was going to say was, or probably the reasons they thought that the good launch games would be New Super Mario Bros. U and Nintendo Land and stuff like that. But
hey, Nintendo Land's not that bad.
It's not that the game's of bad quality. It's just that that's not the kind of game you want to make the centerpiece for your launch.
Yeah, or at least not the game that actually sells the console. That's
the thing, though. I know Sly and I had a discussion about what would have been a better idea for launch titles, but that's another discussion in of itself. But yeah, again, it's just like what I was about to get into, or even with Sly. We don't know what they're going to do with these launch titles. I know I've been told that third party's been getting some software dev kits, not hardware dev kits, just software dev kits. And what's been saying is that they seem to be enjoying what they're getting, and it sounds like a lot of games that are on the PS4 and Xbox One right now are going to be easily ported to the NX, if anything.
Also, we get a Dark Souls 3 port, maybe.
So rumors, yes,
no.
like what Brian just says. So rumors saying, if anything, if this does turn out to be true and it works out, well, at least I'm guessing at least the launch titles would be some stuff for PS4, but at the same time, would get you very far because people are most likely owned a PS4 and already have those games. So what's the point of me getting it again? But
I'm just more perplexed at the fact that. Yeah, I'm just more perplexed at the fact that. They said that Zelda Wii U / NX is I'm just gonna call it Zelda NX at this point.
Yeah.
Zelda NX is the only title that's going to be focused on at E3 and absolutely nothing else. Or no, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Zelda NX is the only game going to be playable at Nintendo's E3 booth, but they didn't specify if anything else is going to be shown at all. And if that is the case, I don't know what to think of that, because
Yeah.
why even bother going to E3 if the only thing you have is legitimately only one game?
And furthermore, can you actually build hype till March? Like,
Yeah,
you
all
need,
the way
you
through
need,
till
you
March.
need momentum for that, and I don't think you can get the amount of momentum you need just from one game. And this is after the Wii U. You need momentum for the NX, or else it's
Isn't
gonna be a
that-
failure, like
But
the Wii
is,
U.
isn't that what like Nintendo Direct's for? Because it's kind of the in between news that we get from Nintendo.
Yeah, but like the thing about like Nintendo Direct is that they have a more limited audience than something like E3. E3 is a much larger audience, but Nintendo Directs are not. They're very limited comparatively.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, they tend to like make announcements on Facebook, Twitter, and
Yeah.
YouTube and other
But
places.
like,
so
is
at
it
least it's
really
reaching out for
the
those who
same
are still
size? You know.
maybe not the same size, but does reach out.
Yeah, like something like E3 though would attract not only like Nintendo fans' attentions, but also the attentions of like PlayStation fans or Sony fans, and Xbox fans as well.
Well, are Xbox fans and PS4 fans are they expecting NX to bring them turn them towards Nintendo, or like what I mean what I want to know is what are they expecting?
To be honest,
if they care at all.
To be honest, I honestly don't think. I know we're going slightly off topic with this, but I don't think that Nintendo should be so much focused about getting PS4 and Xbox One fans to migrate to Nintendo. I think at this point, what they need to worry about is getting back the Nintendo fan. That the Nintendo fan that says, or the used to be Nintendo fan that says, yeah, I used to play Nintendo back in such and such. Those are the kind of people that need to get back.
Yeah.
The people who used to have such a fond memory of Nintendo and then just dropped off of them. Those are the people they need to start with. And then you can build up momentum through that.
But at the same time, I really don't think that they should compromise your own creative identity when it comes to games because of those fans. Like, I don't want Zelda to be gritty and hardcore or Mario.
I agree, but that's honestly why I feel they need to do some more in terms of buying Western studios and getting them to create Western-oriented games.
Yeah.
To draw that kind of audience in.
To me, I mean, personally, I think what they need to focus on is just it's just they need to catch up with the rest of the industry. To me, because I'm pretty sure to everybody, they're just way behind.
Hardware-wise?
Huh?
Hardware-wise?
I think in terms of almost everything. Honestly.
Yeah.
Online, pretty much everything in
hardware.
general. It really goes
in terms of their services and stuff.
Yeah, the list is far larger. I mean, you need not just hardware. We also need a better account system, a better in terms of keeping track of everyone's purchases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Communication with friends.
Better development tools, better relations with third parties.
Honestly,
at this point,
on.
Nintendo's the entirety of Nintendo's structure needs a reorganization at this point.
Yeah.
So to me, you shouldn't really just focus on a certain fan base or a certain group. You should be more focused on actually improving
services in general.
Yeah, just so that it's easy for anybody to get into Nintendo, because it's hey, at least there's features that are that just make more sense at this day and age.
At least there's features that everyone else has that we also have now.
Yeah, it's
another thing
at this point the standards have risen. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
And another thing that really draws me to your point, Jerome, is that one thing that I've noticed that kept a lot of people, I even realized this with myself after a certain point. I realized this also had an effect on me, is that if Nintendo's online was up to par during the Wii and DS era, where your purchases were kept track of, you had a large friends list, and there was a thriving online community, that also helps to push console sales, because one of the reasons why I got an Xbox One in the first place, despite the fact that I don't even touch it anymore, is all my online friends that I met through Xbox Live were getting the Xbox One, and we also played Halo a lot together. So that pushed me to keep the Xbox rather than migrating to a PS4. If Nintendo had something like that for all the millions of people who bought a Wii, and people who could develop online relations, have a ton of games that they could transfer over to the Wii U and such, that would draw in people, because they don't want to lose all that stuff. They don't want to lose, for example, all their people on their friends list that they made friends with. They don't want to lose their purchases and stuff like that. So it would keep them within the ecosystem, which is something Nintendo hasn't learned. And I think it's, honestly, while I think the NX is basically Nintendo's attempt at catching up with the industry, I just feel like it's a little bit too little too late at this point. Because they've basically been ignored by third parties for, if you want to count the part of the GameCube's life, for 3 generations straight. I don't think there's much chance of Nintendo being able to capture back people who aren't already Nintendo fans at this point.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, if they can do it, it's going to be incredibly difficult.
To me, I think if they just caught up with the, I think if they just improve their services and just friend communication, I think that should help gravitate everyone into it, because at least they can start making friends online much easier, just like they can in PS4 and Xbox One. Because it's just like a good example, just to go off on a quick tangent on the same topic. I play Smash Brothers a lot, up till now, and they face so many respectable players out there, the type of people that you feel like you would like to face again, because you're having so much fun facing them. But it's like, it's so hard to find them again, it's so hard to find them through the Miiverse page.
There's no recently played, like
actually there is recently played.
There is recently played, but it's so picky sometimes. Like, to me it doesn't specify properly.
It's not like Steam level, right?
Yeah, basically, it's not that long. It's really difficult to find the person you faced off against, right? And I think for 3DS, there's no way in actually finding the recent players.
Yeah, well, doesn't the 3DS also use like friend codes as well?
You use friend codes, but also uses Miiverse, and the 3DS version of Miiverse does not have that feature for some reason.
I think it's just because the way that the Wii U and 3DS work in terms of online connectivity with people is different. So it's not something universal, which is, I think, what Nintendo plans to remedy with the NX is basically having the handheld and supposedly having a handheld and the console share the same operating system. So basically, any change that they make to one automatically will get applied to the other, because that's just how it works.
I hope they have like saved purchases and cross-buy and stuff.
I want to believe that they will, but it's hard for me to say so.
That's fine, but as long as you fix up the whole friend communication system, is much better. Not to mention, even if you do manage to find your recent friend, communicating with them is kind of shitty. It's pretty shitty on how that works. You got Sled, that, for example, the freaking voice.
Yes I do.
Yeah, so those type of stuff, no. It doesn't work. You might as well just message them, ask them for their Skype name, and just talk to them on Skype, or Steam for that matter.
Yeah. And the less I say about like Wii U chat, the better.
I only ever used that once. Once.
I just used that once for the novelty, and then I never used that again.
Only once out of convenience, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah. But basically, to get back on point, the NX coming next year, I don't have a problem with that, and I don't think either one of you two have a problem with that, right?
I don't have a problem with that. It just means expectations have risen even higher.
Yeah, I just want to know how Nintendo are going to hook me on the NX.
I like they said, we are going to get information at some point this year. It's just we don't know when this year, and what perplexes, I think, all of us is if it's not at E3, then what does Nintendo have planned that's either equivalent to E3 or much better than E3 if they're not going to join E3? That's my question.
My dream scenario is that they just pull a fast one on us. Like, they say that, we aren't announcing anything for the NX, but then they reveal the actual name and say we're announcing it for whatever the console is. I know it sounds stupid, but hey,
I've seen some people speculating that they might bring back Space World, which is obviously not going to happen, but
yeah, I don't think they have the money for something like that.
No, they don't. Well, no, I shouldn't say they don't have money for that. It's just that there's no point anymore.
Yeah, who's going to pay attention to that? Like, you can do the same amount with like a Nintendo Direct,
or just go to E3.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I heard them like renting out a theater as well in E3.
I didn't hear anything about that, but that maybe I just don't know yet. So,
well, if you want to avoid a little bit of negative impact on the negative comment, at this point, what in terms of games, if they let's say they do have a huge pool of launch games coming out, what would you guys would like to appear on the NX?
Metroid. Metroid.
Yeah, the optimist in me wants Metroid, but the pessimist in me knows Metroid is dead. But being realistic,
Metroid's not as dead
Zelda,
as Halo. I refuse to believe it.
I think that's completely wrong, but okay.
Wait,
Uh,
yeah, I missed that out.
wait, Ramon, repeat that for Jerome.
I don't I refuse to believe Metroid is as dead as Halo. I refuse to.
Don't worry, one day there'll be that weird ass Bungie Nintendo combination. You get a Halo and Metroid crossover.
Please no, that's actually not what I want.
When the X and the what you call this?
The Flood.
The Flood attack. We're all fucked. Game over as soon as you start.
Okay, but
And
if I'm
they're
to
all
be serious,
doused in face on.
oh god damn it. Okay, but to be realistic, my NX launch, obviously Zelda NX. I expect a 3D Mario game somewhere around launch. A port of Smash Bros. For Wii U to NX. Maybe a few third-party games here and there, depending. I don't expect much, if any. And that's really all I'm
What
expecting.
about Splatoon? I actually really expect Splatoon to have like a port.
There's speculation.
I don't-
There's speculation that a Splatoon port is supposed to happen.
I
But it's all
don't think I want it to happen. To be honest, I don't think I want it to happen because I'd rather just wait for a Splatoon sequel rather than a port. I'm perfectly okay with Splat 2N, but I'd rather just wait for give me a fresh sequel. Yeah, fresh. Anyway, give me a fresh sequel to Splatoon, not a port. I'd much rather just getting a sequel.
Yeah, I hear what you mean.
Yeah.
And Jerome, yours?
Well, this one's a stretch, but I'm really hoping, if possible, if they can just try, please try, just give me a new F-Zero.
I had a
Please?
feeling you were gonna say that.
It's the only IP I've seen in a long time. Like, I'll settle on an HD F-Zero GX, please.
You'll get your pilot wings and you'll like it.
Fuck Pilot Wings.
I never had any interest in Pilot
I mean,
myself, so
there
I can't say.
There was that one rumor about Nintendo asking the makers of Need for Speed. I'm not sure who what the makers are. But they asked them if it's possible for them to make an F-Zero game, and they said
I actually wouldn't want that. Like, to be honest, that doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, actually, that does sound pretty fucked up. You'll probably turn out more like a burnout, futuristic burnout game, if anything.
Yeah.
But I know everyone's probably gonna mention what about Fast Racing Neo. That game is broken. Okay. The CPU is bullshit.
That's why you race online.
And that actually
But-
sounds a lot like F-Zero GX's CPU.
Yeah.
Yes, but the CPU was
They
less
got that
bullshit.
down.
The CPU was less bullshit in that one.
Really, it was less bullshit. I don't know about that with like Black Doom or whatever the guy's name is.
No. Listen, I have F-Zero GX, I have Fast Racing Neo, and I swear to God, I played those games back to back. And I played the F-Zero in Master Mode just to make sure I am not, horseshitting anything. And the Fast Racing Neo are bullshit. They're not even using rubber band AI. They're literally the AI is just. I don't know. I feel they're just power version. Okay. F-Zero GX. At least there's a way for you to win, and as long as you don't fuck up, you can actually get first place.
Assuming you don't, actually make it there.
You don't crash.
Exactly. As long as you don't fuck up.
But anyway, I think we said all we can for the NX at this point. Looking forward to it. Just hope it doesn't disappoint again.
Yeah.
I already
same way.
hear Slutty cringing in the corner right now.
Well, you're half right. I'm inside the corner of my room, so not cringing yet, but yeah. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you another time. Take care.